Hi and welcome to John's Maths Book. In this video, we'll be exploring another key concept in mathematics. If you find this tutorial helpful, then please show your support by subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. Your positive engagement helps me create more content and allows me to bring you more valuable maths lessons. Without further ado, let's go over to the whiteboard. Let's use triple integration and spherical coordinates to find the volume of a paraboloid. In this example, the paraboloid has the equation z equals x squared plus y squared in Cartesian form and is bounded by the plane where z equals 1. Let's now take a look at the paraboloid in 3D form using a graphing tool. So this is the paraboloid in 3 dimensions. As you can see, it's bounded by the plane where z equals 1 and is centered at the origin. Our first step in the process of finding the volume is to convert the Cartesian equation of the paraboloid into spherical coordinates. And so the equation of the paraboloid in Cartesian form is z equals x squared plus y squared. And to convert this to spherical coordinates, we need to convert all the x's, y's and z's to rho, theta and phi. And we do this by making a substitution where z is equal to rho cos phi, x is equal to rho sin phi cos theta, and y is equal to rho sin phi sin theta. After making the substitution, we have rho cos phi is equal to rho squared sin squared phi into the bracket of cos squared theta plus sin squared theta. And using the trig substitution where cos squared theta plus sin squared theta is equal to 1, we're left with rho cos phi is equal to rho squared sin squared phi. And dividing both sides of the equation by rho and sin squared phi, we have rho is equal to cos phi divided by sin squared phi. And if we do the same for the plane that bounds the paraboloid, so that's where z equals 1, after making the substitution for z, we have rho cos phi is equal to 1. So rho is equal to 1 divided by cos phi. To find the volume, we need to integrate over the region E and some infinitesimally small pieces of volume, shown here as dv. We need to unpack this and define our region using spherical coordinates. This will give us our limits of integration for rho, theta and phi, and then look at what dv equates to in this context. Let's begin with finding the limits of integration for rho. To help us understand the region, this diagram is a view along the z-axis from the xy plane. In spherical coordinates, rho is the radial distance from the origin to a point in space and represents the length of the line connecting the origin to the point. So rho is always greater than or equal to 0. In our example, rho starts at the origin where it's equal to 0 and its endpoint is first governed by the upper plane, which forms the top part of the paraboloid. And then at some angle of phi, its endpoint is governed by the paraboloid, which forms the remaining part of the structure. And so to find the volume of this structure, we need a pair of triple integrals. In the first, rho begins at the origin, or where rho equals 0, and extends to the plane where rho is equal to 1 divided by cos phi. And in the second, rho again begins at 0 and extends to the paraboloid where rho is equal to cos phi divided by sin squared phi. Next, let's look at the limits of integration for phi. Phi is the angle measured from the positive z-axis to the line segment connecting a point in the 3D space. We know that phi must be greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 180 degrees or pi radians. And as we saw, phi starts at 0 and its first endpoint is where the upper plane intersects with the paraboloid. To determine the angle of phi where this intersection occurs, we can equate the two equations. So 1 over cos phi, which is the upper plane, is equal to cos phi divided by sine squared phi, which is the paraboloid. If we multiply both sides of the equation by sine squared phi divided by cos phi, and use the trig identity where sine phi divided by cos phi is equal to tan phi, we get tan squared phi is equal to 1. And taking the positive square root, we get tan phi is equal to 1. And therefore, phi is equal to pi by 4 radians. Therefore, for the first triple integral, the lower limit of integration is where phi equals 0, and the upper limit of integration is where phi equals pi by 4 radians. And for the second triple integral, the lower limit of integration is where phi equals pi by 4 radians. And as we saw, phi continues to the xy plane, so where phi is equal to pi by 2 radians. So the upper limit of integration is where phi equals pi by 2 radians. And to find the limit of integration for theta, let's use this diagram to look down the z-axis onto the xy plane. In spherical coordinates, theta represents the angle of rotation in the xy plane around the circular shape formed by the paraboloid and is measured from the positive x-axis in a counterclockwise direction. In this case, theta begins at 0 and goes full circle, which equates to 2 pi radians or 360 degrees. And therefore, in each of the triple integrals, the lower limit of integration for theta is 0 and the upper limit of integration is 2 pi radians. So now we've defined our region using limits of integration. Let's unpack what we're integrating. So in our case, dv. dv represents infinitesimally small pieces of volume, and we are using triple integrals to sum each of these to get the total volume. Let's look at the dimensions of one of these. So if we look at the red shaded region, this represents dv and is an infinitesimally small piece of volume. We could think of this as a tiny rectangular box where the volume is given by the length multiplied by the width multiplied by the height. So let's apply this volume formula to the red shaded region. We can see that the height dimension, circled here, is along the radial distance ρ, and is represented by an infinitesimally small piece of ρ, which we call d ρ. If we extend lines down from the rectangular box, we see that the width dimension of the box, circled here, also lies parallel to the xy plane, circled here, and is the arc of a circle where the radius of the circle we saw was r when using cylindrical coordinates. We also saw that r translated to ρ sine phi when using spherical coordinates. The width dimension is therefore the arc length of a circle, which we know is the radius of the circle, in this case ρ sine phi, multiplied by the central angle, which is infinitesimally small, and in this case is d theta. And the length dimension of the rectangular box, circled here, lies along the arc of a circle, and this dimension is calculated by multiplying the radius of this circle, which we know is ρ, by the central angle, which is infinitesimally small, and in this case, d phi. So the length dimension is ρ multiplied by d phi. If we multiply these dimensions together, we see that dv is equal to ρ squared multiplied by the sine of phi, d ρ, d phi, d theta. And we sum all these infinitesimally small pieces of volume using triple integrals to get the total volume. So we now have our triple integrals, where we're integrating rho squared sine phi d rho d phi d theta. Let's now begin the evaluation process, starting with the outer integrals to simplify the process, as it can be applied to both triple integrals. So we're integrating for theta equals 0 to theta equals 2 pi d theta. Using the power rule, this evaluates to theta, and plugging in the limits of integration, we have 2 pi minus 0, which equals 2 pi. And now for the inner integral, on the left-hand side of the plus sign, we want to integrate from rho equals 0 to rho equals 1 divided by cos phi rho squared d rho. And using the power rule to evaluate this, we get rho cubed divided by 3, and plugging in the limits of integration, we get 1 divided by 3 multiplied by cos cubed phi minus 0, which equals 1 divided by 3 cos cubed phi. If we now evaluate the middle integral on the left-hand side of the plus sign, we have 1/3 multiplied by the integral from phi equals 0 to phi equals pi by 4 sine phi divided by cos cubed phi d phi. Now to integrate this, we're going to make a substitution. So we're going to let u equal cos phi. Du by d phi is equal to minus sine phi, and therefore it follows that minus du is equal to sine phi d phi. If we now make the substitution and change the limits of integration to reflect the fact that u now equals cos phi, we have minus 1/3 multiplied by the integral from u equals 1 to u equals the square root of 2 divided by 2, 1 divided by u cubed du. And using the power rule to evaluate this, we have 1 divided by 6 multiplied by u squared. And plugging in the limits of integration, we have 1/6 into the bracket of 2 minus 1, which equals 1/6. And multiplying the 1/6 by the 2 pi taken from here, we get pi by 3. And moving on to the right-hand side of the plus sign and the inner integral, we want to integrate from rho equals 0 to rho equals cos phi divided by sine squared phi rho squared d rho. Using the power rule, this evaluates to rho cubed divided by 3, and plugging in the limits of integration, we have cos cubed phi divided by 3 multiplied by sine to the power of 6 phi minus 0. And this equates to cos cubed phi divided by 3 multiplied by sine to the power of 6 phi. And for the middle integral on the right hand side of the plus sign, I've multiplied through by sine phi, and this gives the integral from phi equals pi by 4 to phi equals pi by 2 cos cubed phi divided by 3 multiplied by sine to the power of 5 phi d phi. And simplifying this further, cos cubed phi is equal to cos phi multiplied by cos squared phi, and cos squared phi is equal to 1 minus sine squared phi. So we have cos phi into the bracket of 1 minus sine squared phi divided by 3 multiplied by sine to the power of 5 phi d phi. And to integrate this, we're going to make a substitution. So we're going to let u equal sine phi. So du by d phi is equal to cos phi, and du is equal to cos phi d phi. If we now make the substitution and change the limits to reflect the fact that u equals sine phi, we have the integral from u equals the square root of 2 divided by 2 to u equals 1 of 1 minus u squared divided by 3 multiplied by u to the power of 5 du. And using the power rule, this evaluates to 1/3 into the bracket of minus 1 divided by 4 u to the power of 4 plus 1 divided by 2 u squared. And if we plug in the limits of integration, we have 1/3 into the bracket of -1/4 plus 1/2, minus 1/3 into the bracket of -1 plus 1, which equals 1/12. And multiplying this result by 2 pi found here, we have 2 pi multiplied by 1/12, which gives pi by 6. And summing the results of both triple integrals, we have pi by 3 plus pi by 6, which equals pi by 2. And therefore, the volume of the paraboloid is pi divided by 2 cubic units.